It's never been easier to procrastinate. Most of us have access to high-speed internet and a bunch of different ways to distract ourselves from what we should be doing. But you can't afford to. So in this video, I'm going to show you why today is so important and why you should start whatever you need to be doing right now. I've also included a challenge to make sure you're taking advantage of today and getting ahead of the curve. So stick around to the end of the video. Now, let's get started. The first thing to understand is that nobody becomes a boss overnight. It's easy to forget that because the movies make it seem so easy. They show us the journey condensed into a training montage. Now, I love an awesome montage as much as the next dude, but real life doesn't work that way. Becoming awesome takes a lot more than 5 minutes of epic music. It takes putting in effort day after day after day. And for many people, this is where things become challenging. It's easy to work when you're motivated, but it's difficult to do it day in and day out. This is especially the case because we don't usually see results after a single day. You won't look any different after one workout, and you won't get a raise after one day of high productivity. This creates the illusion that individual days never make a difference. It makes it easy to take a day off and come back tomorrow. But this is a huge mistake. And to explain why, let's take a look at the compound effect. The compound effect comes from a book written by best-selling author Darren Hardy. The idea is that through making small amounts of progress each day, these build up over time and eventually lead to dramatic results in the future. Let's look at an example. Imagine that I came to you with two options. Option A is you could spend one day working for me and I'll pay you $100,000 in exchange. Option B is you can spend 1 hour working for me each day for up to 21 days. The first day, I'll give you $1, and for every day after that, I'll double it. Which would you take? Most people would take option A. It requires less overall work and appears to have a much greater payoff. But let's take a look at the numbers for option B. If you worked for that 1 hour all 21 days, then you'd have earned over $1 million. This is the perfect example of how powerful compounding can be, but also how damaging it can be to skip days. If you chose option B and missed just 5 days out of the 21, you'd only have $65,000. If you missed 10 days, or roughly half of them, you'd only have $1,000. But if you did all 21 days, then you'd have $1 million. This is an easy example because it uses concrete numbers, but the same principle applies to all aspects of your life. Working out each day instead of every second day will result in thousands of extra reps over the course of a few months. Reading 10 pages every day will result in you reading an entire book every month. And think about the implications for learning. As James Clear mentions in Atomic Habits, if you can get 1% better each day for 1 year, you'll end up 37 times better by the time you're done. Conversely, if you get 1% worse each day for 1 year, you'll decline nearly down to 0. It really raises the stakes, doesn't it? This is especially the case because each time you do the right thing, you reinforce that behavior and increase the likelihood that it will become a habit. Unfortunately, the same is true for the wrong behavior. The cost of not putting in your work today isn't just that you won't get the work done. It also makes it more likely that you won't get the work done tomorrow either. It's all about trajectory. What actions are you taking consistently on a daily basis? If you continue these, where will they take you in 1 year's time? What about 10 years' time? It's pretty simple. Doing awesome things every day will make you awesome in the future. And the only day that you have direct, immediate control over is today. So, you better make sure today is awesome. And with that in mind, it's time for a challenge. Step 1. Subscribe to the channel. You'll get to watch a new video every Wednesday and ensure that you're compounding in the right direction. Step 2. Pick one action that you know you should be doing every day to become more awesome. To choose this, think about your current goals. Are you wanting to lose some weight? Maybe you need 30 minutes on the bike each day. Are you wanting to improve a skill? Maybe it's 30 minutes of focused practice or reading. Whatever it is, you need to make sure that you get that done each and every day. To increase the chances of this, let's move to step 3. I want you to schedule an appointment with that activity each day. This means you put it in your planner, write it on your to-do list, and set an alarm on your phone. You treat it just like you would a doctor's appointment or a job interview. And make it at the same time every day to maximize the chances of it becoming a habit. Once that happens, doing it each day will be much easier. I know this might sound a little silly, but I promise it works. Besides, are you really going to care if it's silly if next year you're an entirely different person? Probably not, right? If you need some extra motivation, feel free to use the training montage concept. Every time you're doing what you need to do, look at that as another few seconds in your training montage. You're a few seconds closer to building your empire. To help you commit to this even further, I want you to leave a comment. What's your daily appointment going to be?